Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. I know, I don't think you heard me earlier, but hi, we had a bad storm coming out here and apparently it took us out. So if you all are still hanging out, thank you. If not, you'll watch it and you'll say, okay, well, it started a little later, but we're still here. And we're going to have a fantastic show. We have some good friends here. We have a new friend. And it's all about, well, you know my passion. My passion is about education, helping people learn and have a better life, integrity of life, so that through natural going back to basics. We all need to go back to basics, the holistic way. That's me, even though I do backslide occasionally. But, hey, I'm Dee. I can't help myself. So, I have my friend, Diane. And she's been, oh my gosh, a blessing, because she's bringing people in and introducing me to some phenomenal people, and we're just bonding and growing. And hey, Diane.
Hi, Dee.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Well, you know, we know your passion, but
yes,
we can share your passion.
All right, my passions are photography. I'm a pet photographer. I'm also an actor, and I'm involved with wellness also. I was a fitness trainer for 30 years, so I love the health field.
Right.
And today we have a special guest with us, and I'm going to have you announce.
So my name's Jen Goldman, but some of you know me as Jade Featherman. It's my Facebook name. And my company is called Essential Rose, and I hand blend organic herbal teas and beauty products.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into all that,
Okay.
we're going to ask you, what is your passion for life?
I have many passions.
Okay.
Definitely healthy living,
Okay.
mind-body connection and integration. I'm a yoga instructor.
Oh, really?
I practice Reiki.
Okay.
I meditate.
Okay.
I do mindfulness.
Really?
Medicinal plants and herbs.
Right.
Kind of all things health and wellness.
And now, you're young.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25? Okay. How did you get involved in this journey of health and wellness? And
Such a young age.
yeah.
Well, I feel really lucky that I did.
Okay.
I am young, but I wish that I had the tools that I have now when I was even younger, because I definitely went through some stuff, as we all do.
Right.
Long story short, because I could really sit here for hours, but I went to an emotional growth boarding school,
Okay.
and I really consider that the first step on my journey, because I was taken out of this place, this kind of fast-paced life, and I was forced to look at myself and look at my behaviors and look at my emotions, and I discovered a lot of things about myself.
So you say emotional.
That's a nice, pretty way of wording it. It was a therapeutic boarding school,
Okay.
but emotional growth it's also another way of saying it. It really was about, there was therapy, there were group therapy, there was personal, individual therapy. It was about developing your ability to function and connect with yourself and connect with the community.
Now, how old were you when you went to
I
this
was
boarding?
16. Yes, I was 16. And before going there, we actually had to do something called a wilderness program,
Okay.
which I describe to people as like Hogwarts, like in Harry Potter. Like you don't know it exists until you're
Right.
in it, and then there's
Okay.
like this whole world of like therapeutic programs that exist.
Yeah.
So I went to the wilderness, we'll say,
Okay.
and that was 9.5 weeks, and it was the real deal.
Really?
Yeah, like we were given outfits, we were given huge backpacks, and we were on the go, and like sleeping in different places, these tarps, we would make tents, and so that was like the first real just kind of removal from this.
Right.
And it was a really big shock, and I was really upset. But actually, I think I handled it pretty well because I realized that the only power that I had over the situation was choosing to comply and doing it gracefully, and that kind of a response would empower me.
Right.
Because either way I was going,
Did you choose to go, or you were?
Yeah.
Did they?
No,
how
I
did you-
didn't. Okay, so I'm sorry I opened this whole can of worms.
No, this is
No,
great.
no,
Okay,
because
so no, I didn't choose to go. My parents chose for me to go.
okay.
But rightfully so. I was really unhappy, and this wasn't working.
Right.
Academically, I was doing really well, but emotionally, I just wasn't happy. I wasn't,
But I have to say kudos to your parents that they recognized.
yeah.
Were you able to express it, or they just saw that something wasn't right?
I expressed it indirectly. I didn't ask for help. I was just, I didn't behave too well. Yeah, so they saw.
Yeah.
I guess looking back on it, I was like, please do something. And then this is how they responded.
So they
But
would
it
look-
took time. This wasn't their first response.
Okay.
But they did. This is what they ended up doing. And so I went to the woods. And at first I was upset, and then I chose to comply.
Right.
And had a really good experience there.
Wow.
I mean, I would never do it again. Don't get me wrong. But no, I love nature. I
Yeah,
love being in the
yeah,
woods. But that kind of an experience,
right.
no, I would never choose that for myself. But it was really important and was the stepping stone to where I'm at. And then I went
Right.
to a boarding school, and it just furthered the whole process. And so yeah, it was therapy based, but the academics were sufficient. I got into really good schools,
Yeah.
but there was a woman that I met there who was really religious and spiritual, and I connected with her in a really deep way. And I wouldn't have considered myself spiritual or religious at that time,
Right.
but there was something about the way that she conducted herself. Really, it was the way I felt around her. And the way I felt around her was peaceful. And there was so much going on at the school, and so much I was looking at and dealing with and facing, that it was hard to feel peaceful.
Right.
And I found myself feeling peaceful around her. And she would talk to me, she would quote scripture. And I am Jewish, so we have different backgrounds, but just something about the way she was made me feel really good. And so I just said to myself, like, wow, I wanna be spiritual. But I must have had that inclination already, or else
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
Definitely.
So I consider that the stepping stone. And then I went to Skidmore College,
Okay.
and that was a really great place to be able to explore these things. It's a small liberal arts school in Saratoga Springs. So a lot of people there were exploring different things.
So what did you major in? When
I did a double major
Okay.
in religion and philosophy.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I started out, I was doing psych and English, and I had a psychology of religion class back to back with existential philosophy. And I would leave the psychology of religion class, which was, psych classes, it's a science, so
Yeah.
they're structured. And I would get into this existential philosophy class, and it was like, what do you think about life? And but not as, vague as that. But it was just, I was able to ask questions that I wanted to ask in a way that wasn't so structured.
Right.
And in a way where I had to defend my opinion. And I really liked digging into the material and digging into my own perspectives about things. So I quickly was like, bye psych, and went deeply into the philosophy and then religion as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And then you started growing.
Well, so I incorporated this. It's called Essential Rose.
Okay.
It's interesting that you said back to basics, because it's essential, I believe. And I use the essentials. I use organic, wild-crafted ingredients, really like high quality ingredients.
Right.
And I incorporated this company when I was a senior at school.
Wow.
And it was an offshoot of a company that I designed called Skidpothecary. So,
Wow, very interesting.
so I was a junior in college, and I was in the library, and my friend, my best friend actually, to this day, he's in LA, and he was even like more ahead of the game than I was. And he had this website where he was buying all these herbs and oils and things, and he told me about it. And I'm in the library, and I'm procrastinating, and I'm just on the website, and I'm like, light bulb. I could just order a bunch of this stuff, in bulk, and start a business.
Wow.
And make things. And
But were you using this stuff?
I was interested in it.
You didn't.
So in between, I wanted to cut the story short, but in between boarding school and Skidmore, I connected with a woman who was an energy healer.
Okay.
And she opened my eyes to yoga and to energy healing. And from that, it was like Pandora's box. And I just did all this research and connected with like ancient medicinal systems, such as Ayurveda.
Yes, yes.
And one of the main components of a system like that is essential oils and medicinal plants.
Right, right.
So while these other elements were still so important to me, like yoga and the energy healing, what I really connected with deeply were the plants, nature, using my hands, just getting in the earth. So then, junior year, and I was dabbling. I was going into Saratoga. My friends thought I was a weird.
Yeah.
They loved it, but they were like, "All right, Jen, you can like go into Saratoga and have your time." Because I would go in and I would meet yogis, and I would. There was a wellness center there called One Roof, and I just was connecting with people, acupuncturists, because I didn't know. I just knew that I loved all of it, but I didn't know how I was going to
incorporate it
and and make my mark. Yeah. So, I had been dabbling in it, for all of my college experience, and then I light bulb Skidpothecary, and I connected with a girl who was the real deal. Like, you'd walk into her apartment, and she had rosemary, like dried rosemary, hanging on the ceiling, and she was infusing herbal oils, and she'd never like taken any kind of medicine in her life, and so I was like, wow, I want to learn from you. But unfortunately, she went and studied abroad. But we made business cards. We started a little business, and then from that, I just was like, this is what I need to do, and my family are entrepreneurs. Okay. I have a lot of my family have their own businesses, so it's kind of in my blood to just go after what you want.
What does your family do?
My mom has a 5th generation clothing business, high-end clothing business, and my dad's a doctor, has his own practice, and then even in my extended family, we have businesses. Right. So it just felt like, if you want to do something, just do it.
Do it.
Right. No, without a doubt. So with your father being a doctor, what does he feel about because does he embrace the natural and holistic way of living, and or does he deal with basically the pharmaceuticals and
he'll
big pharma or whatever?
He's a joker. He's a big joker. So he'll kind of joke around and like push my buttons about the things that I do. But for the most part, deeply, he's very supportive. Okay. And he's pretty progressive himself. Right. He's always looking to incorporate new things into his life and to expand his own perspective.
Really? That's cool. That's cool.
And actually, some things that I've made that he's tried have been helpful. So
no, because you have to open yourself up.
Yeah,
And I know with myself how I got involved with what I do with the naturals and stuff like that. Originally, I tried it, and it was the most pleasant tasting things and what
Yeah.
have you.
Yes, some of the herbal teas.
It's just not there for
Yeah.
you. But if you start, your body needs it. And once you start using certain things, your body will just adapt to it, and you get used to it. And it's like, okay, why did I find it so disgusting before? Yeah.
Well, because we're trained to think that really sugary, sweet things
yeah.
are good.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when we have something like raspberry leaf herbal tea, which is it tastes like grass,
Yeah,
we're like,
exactly.
that's not good.
Right, right.
But it's really, I feel like, about reorienting your concept of goodness. And if you can, like for me, I never liked coconut. But coconut is so good for you,
It
and
is
coconut
so
oil.
good, yes.
And I've kind of trained myself to associate coconut oil with health and wellness. So now I like the taste of it. I mean, it's not as easy as that, but sometimes it really is about that.
Well, you're right, because I know with myself, coconut cake and all that kind of stuff. I was not a lover of coconut cake
I
or
love
anything
coconut. I
like
love
that.
coconut.
But no,
I love coconut.
when I was younger, now I oil pull.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I will not leave my house without my oil pulling for the day. I will eat just coconut oil. It's like,
I use it as moisturizer on my face.
no, it's
Yeah.
good. It's,
I use it.
Yes, I put it
use
all over.
and I take it orally.
Yeah. Or
So
you
good for
take a
you.
nice little really, because it actually satisfies you sometimes when you're a little hungry and what have you. You take a
Good
little bit of that.
fats.
It's good for me.
Right.
I like it. But oil, and then I cook in it.
Coconut oil.
Oh
You
my
probably
gosh,
cook in the
it's
coconut
so good. Because I do a lot of raw foods and what have you. But when sometimes the food, I didn't get to eat it all, and I'm like, okay, well, let me stir fry it real quick, and I'll put some coconut
so good
oil
with-
in there, and
Yeah.
good to go. I'm like, yay. But things just your
I
body
think-
does change.
Yeah, and I think going back to my dad, I think in the beginning he was a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But now that he's seen what I've created, I think he trusts that this is really something special.
Well, he sees your passion.
Yeah, he sees the
Your passion. Now the thing is, what kind of doctor is he?
He's a family care practitioner.
Oh, okay.
And he
So-
specializes in internal medicine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is definitely something that he can embrace
Yeah.
with his
Yeah.
patients and what have you.
He
And,
calls me Swami.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's probably where
Listen.
he knows. He
Yeah.
knows. And wow, what if you had taken a different path and they
I-
just knew what to do?
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever could do something that I don't want to do, that I'm not passionate about.
Yeah,
I'm such a passionate person that I have to be fully invested in everything that I'm doing. And it has to be meaningful. I love to make meaning, like
Right.
in my daily life.
Right.
So, which
And-
is why even I studied what I studied, because I
Yeah.
wanted to, even studying, I wanted it to be meaningful.
Yeah.
So,
And we met at a health food store,
yes.
and we just clicked because I think we felt the passion and the spiritual connection. And she would say, "Let's have tea." She was always into the teas.
Yes.
So I want to hear more about these products.
Yeah,
that
you have a whole
collection here.
Yes. So, okay, so like I said, I have herbal teas and beauty products. So I'm an aromatherapist.
Okay.
Forgot to mention that. So I'll show you first. So the teas that I make, I have 7 different teas. And I don't even like to use the word tea because they're mostly just herbal floral blends. So I use herbs, flowers, roots, leaves, etc. The only one that has tea, actually there are 2, the morning tea and the sweet dreams tea. So the morning tea, this is the morning tea. I'll just let you take a smell of it. And there's black tea, rooibos tea, hibiscus, and lemongrass. So it's
within that.
all in that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
smells-
smell
Yeah, I
the
smell,
rose. I
right.
smell the lemongrass.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Does it taste as good as it smells?
that one is, yeah, it's pretty true to the.
Really?
Now, what's the
notes.
name of this one?
This is just the morning tea.
The morning tea.
So the idea behind this was to offer, because people like a black breakfast tea. So this is my breakfast tea.
Really?
People like, just like with like lemon, like Earl Grey or like an English breakfast tea. So this is my version of it, but it doesn't give you jitters.
Okay.
So it's no caffeine, is it?
It's
It is, but it
caffeinated,
doesn't.
But the hibiscus and the lemongrass and the honey roux
Okay.
work to soothe. So you're waking up, but it's also soothing you. So it's like a nice awakening entry into the day.
So did you go and research the combination, or how did you come up with that kind of combination? I shouldn't ask.
That's that question.
No, I did. I researched a lot. Okay, this is how this one came into be. Because I had a meeting scheduled at Skidmore. I wanted to see if they would serve my teas. They would buy them from me. And the meeting was, I knew about the meeting for weeks. And it was the night before the meeting. And I had like 2 teas ready, but I wanted 3.
Okay.
And this was, like, I had the idea for this tea. And it was the night before, and I was up just blending, and because you have to taste it.
Yeah.
And it was like the subtlest differences, and I'm like, Mom, try this, and she's like, they all taste the same, and I'm like, no, they don't. So that was like, it was really research and also just experimentation, which is how they all are.
Right.
It's really, it's the subtlest difference, whether it's like a teaspoon of something or like a half a teaspoon or, just anything, so you really have to, you want it to have the therapeutic effects, but taste good.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you want people to like it,
Yeah.
and you want to enjoy it, and you want it to be pleasurable.
You want them to also come back to drink it again.
Of course.
And keep on coming back.
So, there might be some people who would drink that straight, raspberry leaf tea.
Yeah.
I won't. No, if I really need to, I will. But I would rather something that's more pleasurable.
Now, there's 7 teas. You have
there are
there's
7
teas.
7. So this
Right.
is an example of a tea that there's no tea in it. It's the Loving Kindness blend. This is my favorite, and it features rosebud, chamomile, peppermint, and lavender.
Oh, wow.
This is, it's really lovely. And everything I use.
Oh, my.
Smell
Goodness.
this.
Now, the thing is, like you were saying, a lot of these things, or a lot of these herbs and what have you, have medicinal properties.
Yeah.
So you combine
I combine
them?
it. I don't make any health claims. I don't do anything like that. But it's more about kind of the overall feeling and the experience of drinking it. So like this one, I say, is a warm rich floral tea that gently opens the heart.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
Because even just
Yes.
smelling it with the
Thank you.
peppermint and the, what is it, the
rose
rosebuds and what have you. Wow. So you have the little,
The tea ball.
yeah.
So I package everything loose leaf. Loose leaf is just superior quality.
Yeah. No, it is.
And also, I want it to be full sensory. So I
Right.
want you to see the plants. I want you
Feel
to
it.
smell
Yeah.
them, feel
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
like connect with them
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have an assortment of infusers that I use. I'm always
Okay.
trying out different products, and I sell them as well.
Right.
So I have just an infuser that sits in a cup. I have an infuser water bottle.
Okay.
I have an
Ooh.
infuser teapot.
Really?
I have an infuser travel mug. Yeah, and they're
Wow.
all glass.
That's
and
great.
all
I can't
heat
wait.
safe. They're all heat safe too. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's
So
how I
did you
drink
make
it.
the diffusers? Or you
No,
just,
no.
Oh wow, that's great. I never.
But
seen
ultimately,
them in a cup.
you have
Yeah.
to design something and,
Now the
Yeah.
teas come in that little.
So the
have
teas,
come in
they come in 2 ways. I started out and I was just doing these bags of an ounce before, because I just had this label. And then I also have transitioned into these kinds of tins.
Oh, how cool. Yeah.
So depending on what tea it is, it will fit a different amount. The morning tea is denser than the loving kindness tea.
Right.
And then people, for the most part, have infusers, or they'll buy from me, or I also, when I'm serving at a trunk show, I will bring disposable filters.
Right.
So that's how I serve it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and it's really, really interesting, and I love it.
Well, you said you had 7.
You're right. Well, the 7 teas, and then you have other beauty products. which
Yeah,
you
so
could tell
7
us.
teas,
and
then the beauty products.
Then the beauty products you sell.
So I have an assortment of things.
Let's talk about the mist. I love the mist. You tried the mist on me, which it was amazing.
Okay.
So talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So these mists, I call them mood mists, and they're really, while they're also safe for the skin,
Well, you know what? We're going to talk about mood mist in a few minutes. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And yeah, this was a crazy time, but I'm so glad you all waited for Jade to, share her story and her journey. It's amazing, and we're just going to share some more about the essential oils and the sprays. And she has so many things. And if you have any questions, you can call. I think we're going to put the number on the bottom of the screen, so give us a call. And we're just sharing. So tell us about the sprays.
The mist. Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's hear about the mist.
I call them mood mists.
Mood mist.
Mood mists.
Oh my.
Yes. Because while they are safe for the skin and pretty good for the skin as well, they're about shifting your mood and
like
offering a shift in your space, in your energy, and your emotional being.
I need some for my mom.
Everyone needs it.
Now I'm going to take some.
Okay, this one is called Lighten Up, and it was inspired by, I'm a yoga teacher, like I said, and I teach kids yoga.
Oh, really?
And the kids love
How
to be
cool.
sprayed with stuff at the end of class. And I was like, I'm going to make my own. So I made my own, and it was a really big hit. And I developed it into a product in my line. So this has lavender, sweet orange, blood orange, and bergamot.
Really?
And, filtered water.
Okay.
So what you
just
do,
spray it. Let's see. Yeah.
okay, so you just
spray.
take it and you hold it above your head and you mist it and you let it fall onto you and dissolve. It doesn't stay, but as it dissolves, it sets the space.
Oh.
So this is really, it's a refreshing,
This is one-
brightening,
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
refreshing, brightening mist.
Okay. The hair. I have to concern
Trust me.
myself.
You just need, you can, do as many as feels good.
Try.
Oh,
Just
That
smell
feels
it,
good.
Breathe it in.
okay. Did the hair go?
So I encourage people to carry these on their person. You can throw it in your bag, you can leave it in the car, whatever is easiest for you. I have a mist in my car that I just spray, as I go.
I could smell the lavender. There's
Yes.
the lavender in here.
Yeah.
The orange one.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
lavender on its own can be sometimes a bit intense, so the citrus helps to balance it out. And citrus is really uplifting and really brightening and antidepressant. So it really brings up the lavender, and it just forms this bright.
Well, the citrus is supposed to be actually very good for even cancer and all that kind of stuff, because at this point they found that the vitamin C it kills those cells. So all
It's
that,
very cleansing.
antioxidants and stuff like that.
So this one is called Sweet Presence, and it's a very different experience. This one, I like to say, it deepens and softens and roots your presence, sweetens your presence. And this is made with neroli hydrosol. So hydrosol is a floral water that is formed through the steam distillation process. So this is the floral water of neroli, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous oil that is also in the citrus family.
Okay.
And then I have, there's actual rose essential oil, which, if you know anything about oils, rose essential oil is really precious. It takes an enormous amount of rose petals to just extract one drop. So rose is really, and it's just so beautiful, wonderful for the heart. So we have rose, we have clary sage, white spruce, pinyon pine, bergamot, and the neroli,
Oh, wow.
and filtered water. So yeah, let it sit because it
Yeah, I'll try.
you have the lighten up on you. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you just let it dissolve, and it's really about rooting and opening the heart space.
And there's no alcohol or anything like that.
No.
Oh, this smells so good.
Really?
Yeah, try that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Which is why you have
Yes,
to shake it up
it's-
before, because there's no alcohol to
Okay.
help shake it.
I'm gonna put it on my face.
It's the oils in here are
Ooh.
actually very.
That nice
They act
smell.
as a good toner. They're very
Wow.
astringent. And-
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can put it on your face. You can enjoy.
Because I don't really use a lot of stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
your skin is wonderful.
So how many mists do you have? How many different types?
So
of these
on the
are two?
official line, I have these two.
Okay.
But like this morning, I made another one. I'm just always making things.
Expand.
Really?
Yeah, I made a sacred space spray this morning with all sorts of things.
How do you come up with these names for your different mists?
It
and-
depends on what I want to feel,
Yeah.
and then when I use it, how it actually makes me feel.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, this Sweet Presence, it was a whole nother blend, and I used that, and I found that it was really stimulating and not at all meditative. And I changed the blend to what this is now because this is more true for Sweet Presence. So I'm inspired by what I want to feel and what I want to bring into my day and into my life. And then I will go through my oils and see what seems good together. And I like to do things that are maybe not so cliche. Like sacred space, sage is a very
Sage is, yeah.
common.
I like
so
sage.
yeah, so I used sage in here, but then I was rummaging through my oils and I found cinnamon leaf, and I was like, yeah, because sage is a very powerful oil. It's
That's a
very
cleansing,
strong.
right? Is that a
Yes, and
cleansing?
also the smell.
Yeah,
It can be tough. So I mean, the even the stick.
woodsy, more woodsy.
Yeah.
what
So
have you.
I was like, cinnamon. That's strong.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pungent.
yeah.
That's beautiful. That's going to balance it out perfect.
Right.
So then I went from there.
Wow.
So you put the sage and the cinnamon
I put
together? or
sage,
and
cinnamon, drop,
Yeah,
made
that's
a
nice,
mist.
yeah.
Sage, cinnamon, cedar wood, silver fir. I like using conifers.
I like the cedar wood smell.
woods.
Yeah,
I
the
like
woodsy.
Woods, conifers are very strengthening. They're strengthening to the energy. They're strengthening to the body if you use it in a massage oil.
Yeah.
They're very rooting and grounding.
Well, you know what? All this is so much better than the perfumes, even though I love to smell so good and what have you. This is so much natural because when you put the perfumes on your body, it goes right into your liver and it could be toxic.
I
So I find
actually-
these things are
I'm
so
very
much nicer.
sensitive to
Yeah.
that now because I've been working with oils and I'm an aromatherapist, so I'm very sensitive to smell. I can't use anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I would like to eventually expand essential rose in many different directions, but I would love to make natural perfumes.
Yeah, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, that's a whole
Because
science.
well,
in
the thing
itself.
is, I know that with our folks that they're so diseased. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all
that's
here.
why,
We're all here because we know our folks and ourselves. If we continue to go the way we're going to end up as diseased as everybody else because all the toxicities that are out there in the environment, in our foods, in even in our minds, because there's so much going on that people don't know how to just take it easy and slow it down and have a relationship with yourself and with others. And
Well, that's a really big part of Essential Rose
yeah.
is self-care.
yes.
And I call it, I say on my website, applications and rituals to nourish, strengthen, and purify
Oh my.
the connection to self and the world. So it's really, as you're using the mist, you're connecting with an intention. You're bringing awareness to your body.
Right.
You're bringing awareness to your space,
Yeah,
to your mind, and you're choosing to recreate the space. Even something like the facial serum, while the oils in here are wonderful for the skin,
Right.
it's also about heart opening and strengthening.
Right.
So all of the products, because I am an aromatherapist, have that holistic component.
Right. Now, how did you become
An aromatherapist.
aromatherapist? Yeah.
So when I started Essential Rose, it was really all teas, and then, but I wanted to go deeper because I was just teaching myself, and I wanted some kind of a formal education, and all, intros to herbalism courses are 8 months, and most of them aren't in New York City,
Right.
and that was just a commitment that I wasn't ready to make. Because I was also teaching yoga at this wellness center that I'm still at in Roslyn. And so someone had mentioned casually about how they went to this aromatherapy school and they had a free consultation that the students who were graduating were giving, and they received this beautiful product. And they said, you should check it out. So I checked it out, and I saw that the intro to aromatherapy was only a week, and it was an intensive.
Right,
it was like however long, 100 hours. So I said, all right, sure, I'll sign up for that, and that will dictate at least where I want to go.
Right.
And as soon as I did that, first day, I was like, this is it. This is it. The oils were so powerful and so deep and so complex and wise, and the way that we were taught to connect with them was really powerful.
Wow.
So the course, while we were taught the chemistry, we were also taught how to connect with them energetically. So I was like, all right, I want to go deeper into this. So then I did a 300-hour advanced clinical certification. And that's how, and it was very hands-on. So we made scrubs, we made body butters, we made, all sorts of things. And because really aromatherapy, it's kind of like cooking.
Yeah.
While there's a science,
Yes.
it's an art.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
without a doubt.
intuitive, and you're sitting with someone and they're talking, and while you can think of the chemicals that would best suit their situation, you also intuit an oil that would just help them energetically. It really does. It happens, and so it's about learning to trust that knowledge, that wisdom that comes in.
It's like an instinct that you.
Right.
You
Like you'll just sit with someone and they're talking and you're like frankincense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to note that in the blend, in the synergy, and see if that works.
Frankincense is very good for you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits on the frankincense.
Yeah, frankincense is
It's very
amazing.
powerful.
It's
No, I definitely can feel you, and
Reiki.
and for you to be so young, to be able to explore so many things inside you, and really embrace it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And also with Reiki, you do a little.
Yeah.
You do the Reiki too, so it's all connected.
It's all
connected.
Essential Rose is product, but I call it a wellness lifestyle brand. And
So
it integrates my yoga practice with my meditation, with the Reiki, with the products.
So it's body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
It's important. I know
Right.
I went back to school myself because I have been a scientist most of my life. I went to school for medical lab sciences. I practiced mostly microbiology. I was a microbiologist for many years. I liked science, and I didn't know why I liked science. I wanted to, actually, my grandmother, she had cancer, and it was blood cancer. So everybody always thought I was like, I wanted to be a doctor. But then I was like, oh, do I really want to be a doctor? I don't know. So I went and became a lab tech, and I was a lab tech, and I did what I had to do, but everybody would come to me to ask me, what should I do? I don't know. It was just, I guess, intuitive or whatever, and I would be able to just talk to people if they needed just to talk to. I had a good friend of mine's mother has challenges, schizophrenia, and I just God gave me the words to just be able to share and get her back on some medication or get some, some balance, because she didn't know, she couldn't really embrace the fact that she had not a disease, but it was an imbalance. And a lot of people don't realize there's this imbalance in their body that they have to just take care of that. It's nothing wrong with being imbalanced, but we have to try to get it back in balance.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's daily rituals, daily practices, what you eat, how you think, taking
Your
care
mind
of
That's what we
is so
talked. We
important.
talked about that
Yeah.
last week on the show.
Yeah, the mind,
the
the
mind,
activity,
right.
relationships with others and yourself. There's so many things. The
Yes.
spirituality.
Right.
Which
we
it
talked
takes a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
not a passive kind of
No.
an experience. You have to
Exactly.
work every single
Yeah,
day
yeah.
to move through the things that you were born to deal with
Yeah,
on this earth.
exactly.
When I was 19, I started started in the fitness business, and I started working out. And I remember there was a little health food store a block away, and I used to buy the little oils, the oils at the time they had, and I loved them back, the oils back. But I never really got into the oils until just a couple years ago. I started getting more into oils, and I used them, and I love your products. I think they're amazing.
So
I
you
can't-
also have some oils, right? And then the
Oils
serum.
and the roll. You have
First, let's go back to the serum.
Okay.
What's in the
Serum.
serum?
Okay, so the serum is rosehip seed oil, argan oil, tamanu oil, jojoba oil, apricot kernel oil,
Okay.
and essential oils of rosemary, palmarosa, rosalina, and bergamot.
Wow. Okay.
So this I developed actually as part of the aromatherapy course. We had to do a final. So I developed a line of products for women. And this was the feminine face serum. And I started using it, and I really liked it, and I gave it to
and your
people.
skin is
and
beautiful too.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
So this, it's you can smell it. You can put it on your skin if you'd like. It's really about hydrating and nourishing the skin with oil. So the skin has a natural acidic oil-based layer called the acid mantle. And the idea is that when you cleanse the skin with oil, the healthy oils that are full of fatty acids and nutrients replace the skin's oil and unclog it and cleanse it and bring to the surface whatever needs to be brought up and moved through.
And that's so funny
So
because
this is what I do.
just,
You do it. Am I doing it right?
You do
I
it,
just
yeah.
rub
I mean, you would do
a
it.
cotton? Do I take a cotton or just with my fingers?
Yeah, you would do. I
see,
actually,
yes.
I
smell it, that smells.
cleanse before, and then I use the serum, and I leave the serum on.
Now, do you put that in the morning or at night or both?
Yeah, but you also could just cleanse. Sometimes I will just rub the serum and wash with the serum. So either way, it
Is that like a moisturizer? Do you leave it on? Do you
Yeah.
put your makeup, if you wear makeup, do you wear makeup over it?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Some people, if they're married to their moisturizer, will drop the serum into the moisturizer, and it just enhances the therapeutic benefits.
You
of
probably
the
don't even need moisturizer with that, right?
You don't. And
Because if you're doing something natural, why would you want to put...
Well,
yeah.
you know what? There's certain moisturizers that have natural,
Natural.
benefits and what have you. So it depends. But I know with myself, I don't know why I stopped using anything on my skin, on my face and what have you. But
But the coconut,
just stopped.
with the coconut
So I
oil,
started
it's
using the
coconut.
oil, and I have also with my company that I work out of. They have moisturizer, and I use it, but I use, like, we have a gel that actually is all natural, blueberries and all kinds of antioxidants and noni and all kinds of little cranberries and stuff that they put together, and it does help with all of the skin getting a nice,
Clear.
It's.
I have a cleanser that I make as well,
Yeah.
and it's made with, I do use Castile soap, but Castile soap can be very drying.
Yes.
So I balance it with jojoba oil,
Oh,
which is
really?
the chemical composition of jojoba is almost identical to the skin sebum.
Right.
So when you use jojoba oil, it's really detoxifying and reparative. So there's jojoba. I use a little bit of olive oil to really combat the dryness of the pastille. I use honey, aloe vera, and vegetable glycerin.
Wow.
And essential oils of frankincense, lavender, and carrot seed.
Wow.
So this is, and I wasn't using one, but over the summer, last summer, my face was getting oily, so I was like, I need a cleanser.
Right.
And the people that had the serum were asking for a cleanser.
Yeah.
So that's how I made it. And
So what do? You go in your kitchen, or you have a...
well, my family
Lavender.
watching this is probably like, tell them. Okay, so I have a space downstairs that is my workshop space, but I live at home while I'm starting this business.
Okay.
And so my stuff has like slowly crept upstairs, and it's in the kitchen, it's in the living room, it's kind of all over. But but I do it in my home.
Okay.
This morning when I told you I made a sacred space mist, that was in my room, that was on my floor. It was like I chose to do that as my morning practice.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you do meditation too.
I do. So I teach yoga at a wellness center, and the wellness center offers all sorts of healing modalities, and they were offering mindfulness-based stress reduction. So I did that. It's an 8-week course founded by John Kabat-Zinn, Dr. John Kabat-Zinn.
Okay.
And it's really, mindfulness is staying present on purpose. It's paying attention on purpose in the present moment. That's like the actual definition. So it's a type of meditation where you focus either on the breath or the body or noise, and you just stay anchored to that. And it can be 10 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, it can be 40 minutes. So I like to practice this.
Wow.
And do you teach it too? Do you teach?
So the yoga that I teach, I would call it a meditative movement. So the yoga, it's not fitness-based. It's not, you're not going to get your full-on workout.
Well, we're going to go and take your class.
Yeah, without
Yes,
a doubt. I need
you
some of
ladies
that
would love
for
it. I
sure.
use my oils.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very soulful. It's very deep. And I really bring people into a mindful, meditative space. And I'm influenced by what I learned in mindfulness.
Wow.
So I'm
I'm
really
looking forward to
integrate it.
that
Yes,
for sure.
please come.
Okay,
Jay,
because
you're an amazing
the time,
woman.
Yeah, the
Thank
time is
you.
going fast. So
Okay, yes.
just get a few more things out.
Let's get the
and
roll.
I'm so excited.
I know. I
So-
love all this stuff.
Thank you, ladies. So these are aroma oils. They're not perfumes.
Okay.
They're not going to last throughout the day, but you don't want them to.
No.
You want them to absorb into the skin
Yeah.
because that's when they work their magic.
Right.
So this one is called Indulge,
Oh my.
and it's made,
try
so
them.
so this one is De-Stress.
De-stress.
De-stress and indulge. And the indulge, you see there's rosebuds, whole
Oh my
rosebuds in
God.
there.
Look at that.
De-stress.
And that's really like a goddess oil. It's
Really?
warming, it's sensual, it's feminine, it's earthy.
Oh my goodness.
That one is light, soothing. So you don't drop it, you take it and you massage it onto the pressure points.
Okay.
You can take it on the wrists, behind the ears, back of the neck. And
I'll put it here. For
you just,
So I just.
you experience the oil.
Oh my. Mmm.
These are amazing.
That's delicious.
Thank you.
So
So
amazing.
the de-stress
Stress.
oil, there's a lot of citrus in it, lavender, chamomile, rosewood, hoe wood, all sorts of things. So that, it's not going to
We'll put the
last
cup.
really. It just absorbs quickly.
Right.
But this one, it's made with rose geranium, ginger, vetiver, cardamom, and black pepper, and it holds longer.
Wow.
But you really, it's about the oils. You experience them, you smell them. Aromatherapy is
It
is
puts you in a
smelling.
mood. It already puts you. It puts you
Yeah,
in a mood.
it is, definitely. I need that mood for sure.
What else should I show you? Okay, so this is a bath tea.
Oh my.
So it doubles as a bath tea and a facial steam.
Oh really?
So you can either scoop like a tablespoon out into a bowl of steaming hot water and put your face over it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's really good for
That's
the
so
skin.
cool.
It opens the pores. It's cleansing. It's soothing. Or you can take it, scoop it into a cotton bag, and drop it into the bath, and it will infuse.
So you could take a bath. You would throw it in the bath, and you take a
So
bath.
I sometimes just sprinkle it in the bath and without the bag, but I get yelled at when I do that. But I like to.
Let me
I
smell
like to
that
experience. So this one has sencha green tea. It has calendula, oat straw, jasmine, lavender, rosebud. And
I'm gonna have to get this whole
chamomile.
line. I love this.
This actually smells like you
This
can
is
drink
really-
it too. You know,
Well,
but-
you could. It's tea.
yeah, well, you
Like-
know what it is.
Yeah.
But with what you put on your skin
it.
is you should be able to eat it.
Well, because you're ingesting it.
Yeah, exactly. So
We don't have that
believe
much.
it.
We want to go through a couple more things before because we don't have much time left.
I know.
So
So I'll just
I
show you
want-
this quickly, and then we'll wrap up. This is a bath salt, and you can smell it. It's made with Epsom salt, Dead Sea salt, Himalayan salt.
now, can you use this as a scrub?
You can use it
Yeah,
as
this
a
is
scrub.
scrub.
So a lot of women that
love
I've
this.
connected with don't necessarily take baths, so they've purchased it as a scrub.
and at one point I know that my company was using a sugar scrub, and we all know sugar is so bad for you. This is so much
Well,
better.
Okay, so this is a sugar facial scrub.
Really?
So sugar is bad for the internal system.
But if you put it
good
on your
side, it's-
skin,
You have to. It's good for the skin because the skin, remember I said, has an acid and acidic mantle.
yeah.
So sugar balances out the acidic mantle. You don't want to eat it, but you want
But it
to.
still comes into your system, and that's why ultimately we are discontinuing the sugar scrub only because the sugar is so bad, because it does bind with the protein, even if it comes into your skin, and that will cause this particular compound, which is called AGEs, and that's what I'm going to measure you
I'll have to
later.
consider.
Yeah.
I'll have to consider
Okay.
that.
So, but we will discuss
We're going
it.
to wrap this up.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up, but we're going to have to invite you
You're
out
back.
again.
Yes, I would love to come
Thank
back.
you.
And oh my gosh, there's one more thing there.
Jay, I think we have to.
That little
This
thing.
is a facial.
scrub. That's the
okay,
facial.
that's the facial scrub.
Jay, tell us where you could reach you, find you.
So you can find me on my website at www.essentialroselife.com,
Okay.
or my Instagram is at essentialrose5, or I really like if you call me.
So you
Well,
can
we're
leave your
gonna-
I
number.
really like if
Give
you
your
call,
number.
if you text. My number is 516-655-4510. And I like to go out to tea with people. I like to really connect. So I mean that.
And you can find her on Facebook under
On
Jade
Facebook,
Featherman.
Jade Featherman.
Yes. And you could find me on Facebook, Diane Hanna, or www.Bella Marco Polo. That's my greeting card business, my photography business.
And well, I'm still working on that. But you can
Truly.
see me on Friday nights, a lot of times with Diane. 'cause
Right
Diane's
here
hanging out with
yes.
me. And
And we're-
all of our friends. And actually, we're going to be moving to a new time. So we're going to be going to 8 o'clock. Hopefully you can join us. And if you can't, you can see us on YouTube, you stream. And yes, you can see me on Facebook.
And we have a lot of great wellness people coming on for the month of April.
Yes.
So-
and a lot of
Lot of-
people interesting, helping us to help our bodies to get back in balance, and our minds and our spirits.
And thank you, Jake, for coming.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you. This was so
It
nice.
was wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful. Even though we had our little hiccup, but we're all good now. So thank you for joining us. Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and we will see you next time. Take care.